Please like and subscribe to the channel. This is very important for the channel development.
Let's be real. There is so much noise out there about getting rich with AI. But what does it actually look like to earn real, consistent money using these tools? Well, today we're going to cut right through all that hype and look at some practical, proven ways people are boosting their income. And we're going to start with a story that just perfectly captures the opportunity here. Okay, so check this out. This title from a Reddit post is the perfect starting point for us. Why? Because it's not some wild claim about making millions overnight. It's a real, tangible side hustle, $800 a month. That grounds this whole topic in what's actually possible for a lot of people. So the big question is, how did they do it? All right, let's break down that Reddit user's story. It's such a fantastic case study because it's all about finding a very specific problem and then using AI to build a unique and, most importantly, a profitable solution. So here's how it went down. The user is an expert in After Effects templates, right? And they had a client who needed some really specific video automation. The problem was they didn't know how to code the APIs to make it all happen. Now, they could have used an off-the-shelf tool like Zapier, but here's the kicker. It was so expensive, it would have completely wiped out their profit. So what do? They turned to ChatGPT, and this is the magic part. The AI acted like a patient tutor, just walking them through how to build a custom JavaScript app step by step. The result? They built their very own tool, they cut out that expensive middleman, and now they pocket an extra $800 a month. Just incredible.
You know, this story is the perfect example of what other people in that discussion were calling a force multiplier. Think about it. AI didn't replace this person's expertise in video, it multiplied it. It filled in a skill gap, in this case coding, and that allowed them to deliver a way more valuable and profitable service. And this is really the first big theme we're seeing, using AI to enhance the skills you already have.
And that whole force multiplier idea, it isn't just for side hustles. Not at all. People are applying the exact same principle to their 9-to-5 jobs, and it's leading to these radical gains in productivity and, yeah, even income. For example, let's take a look at this user who does freelance transcription work. It's a pretty common gig, right? But the pay can be kind of low just because it takes so much time. But this person, well, they found a way to completely change the entire economic equation of their work. I mean, just look at the sheer scale of this jump. By bringing AI into their workflow, they went from making a pretty grueling $8 an hour to somewhere between $30 and $50 an hour. That is not just a little bump. That is a life-changing increase in efficiency. And here's how they did it. The user explains that the AI now handles about 90% of the raw transcription. So their job is totally shifted. They're no longer doing that tedious manual typing. Instead, they're focused on the much higher value task of proofreading and quality control. They are still absolutely essential to the process, but now they're supervising the machine instead of doing all the grunt work themselves. And look, these are not just a couple of isolated incidents. All across these discussions, we're seeing stories just like these. You've got one person who used AI to learn scripting and automated their 7-hour workday down to just 2 hours. Another one, a lot like our first example, built a custom app that tripled their productivity. It's a really clear pattern. People are leveraging AI to work smarter, not harder. Okay, so we've covered how to augment the work you're already doing. But what about creating totally new income streams, right from scratch? Well, this next part is all about how people are using no-code AI tools to build brand new services. This table gives us a fantastic overview of the landscape. You can see all these different strategies, from offering AI-powered copywriting services to selling AI-generated art on places like Etsy. And what's interesting is you can see the range in effort level and income potential. Something like selling AI art, that's got a pretty low barrier to entry. But building a faceless YouTube channel, that takes more sustained effort for sure, but it also has a much higher potential ceiling. Let's just zoom in on that faceless YouTube channel idea for a second, because it's truly fascinating. The entire workflow can be automated. You use a tool like ChatGPT to research and write a script, then you use something like 11 Labs to generate a super realistic voiceover, and then a platform like Pictory automatically creates a whole video from that script using stock footage. You could run an entire content channel without ever showing your face or even owning a camera. Wild. Of course, it's not all smooth sailing. As these tools get more and more powerful, a really serious debate is starting to emerge. Is AI this amazing, helpful assistant, or is it becoming a dangerous crutch? So this really lays out the two sides of the argument pretty clearly. On one hand, you have the proponents who argue it's that force multiplier we've been talking about. It handles the boring, repetitive code, and it frees up senior developers to focus on the big picture, on high-level strategy. But the skeptics are raising some very serious concerns. They're worried it produces flawed code, that it stops junior developers from learning the fundamentals, and that it creates massive security holes. This quote really gets to the absolute heart of that skeptical argument. It's this fear of de-skilling. The worry is that we're raising a whole generation of developers who are just learning to rely on AI instead of truly mastering their craft. And that leads to superficial code that just isn't robust enough for real-world projects. And then there's the security risk, which frankly is terrifying. This user points out a critical danger. AI can sometimes hallucinate and reference a software package that doesn't even exist. So what do malicious actors do? They go out and create that fake package and fill it with malware. So when a non-programmer blindly trusts the AI's code and installs it, they've just given hackers full access to their computer. It's a huge risk. Okay, so we've seen the potential and we've seen the pitfalls. With all of that in mind, how should you actually approach your first AI project? Well, this final section gives us a simple blueprint for getting started the right way. Here are the key takeaways, all pulled from our sources. First up, focus on one niche. Go deep, don't try to go wide. Don't try to be an expert in everything. Second, and this one is huge, don't sell AI. Sell a solution to a problem. Your client doesn't care about the tool you're using. They just care that the problem is getting solved. Remember that your existing knowledge, your domain expertise, is your biggest advantage. And finally, in a field that is moving this fast, the people who win are going to be the ones who are constantly learning and adopting. And that brings us to our final thought, a phrase that's really become a mantra in this space. AI won't replace you, but a person using AI might. The opportunity here isn't about letting the technology take over. It's about learning how to wield it as a powerful tool to become more effective, more productive, and more valuable. So the only real question left is, what will you build first?